An ending to mark a new beginning. Alphino seems to be at a loss for words. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere, and this is when I know full well there is yet work to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I will go back to Zaharak and secure them. The module will still be in disarray after the thrashing the warriors darkness gave them. They're not like to notice a lone bard skulking about. But thank you. I don't have time to do this, I know, but I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Ida and Papalimo. They must have finished searching for the Master's camp by now. Not that it matters anymore. You must be tired, Firemac. I know I am. If thou wilt permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. When didst thou become aware of my independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with the warrior of darkness and the Ascian in white at the great library. I try not to think of the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that part of me feared you had simply betrayed us. Would that there had been another way. Know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did. That you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Firemac, forgive me, but I believe the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to rest for a while. If thou wilt grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee unto a refuge of thine own choosing. Once thy lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, warrior of light. Speak with Papalimo. Wait, where are we? All over there. It would be so much faster to just teleport. Even if I technically have to go around to get to that. Well met, Firemac. Alphino said you wouldn't be joining us. 'Twould seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth, insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the Master's camp. Did you perchance find one in Zaharak? Actually, and then bam, and then whoa, and then Philia was like, whoa, holy crap. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just, I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now, I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it is past time Ida and I rejoined the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Though I am both loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our own investigation would benefit from more dispassionate perspectives, and I hope that we might in turn offer our own opinions on the many challenges that you have faced in our absence. Gods, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tachiru's tales may well surprise you. Ida? Ida! Ralger be praised! It is you! Ida, alive and standing here before me, in the flesh! I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come on now. Oh, come now, it hasn't really... Bleh. Has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gundobald. I fought beside your father in the revolution. Do not think less of her, friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways, but the resistance were always welcome in Little Alamigo. They gave us hope, and young Ida most of all. Aye, Ida here was always full of fire, ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumors, and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nary a day older. Well, what can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with friends here at the Scions. Oh, sorry, we were still in the circle of knowing back then. Right, anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Pray forgive her. It has been a very long day for us all. I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. They didn't give him his voice. Let us return to Rising Stones. Hells take me for giving you that mask. Hells take me for giving you that mask. Yeah, okay. There, I said it right. Speak with Alphino at the Rising Stones. Speak with Alphino in the Rising Stones. Speak with Alphino in the Rising Stones. Oh, not that. Welcome home, Firemac. I trust your journey was uneventful. You will be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he has delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we can declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Yustola and Krile and brief them on all that has occurred. Also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meet to discuss the future. Why is Orange going back to that gear? Should keep what it was wearing before.
Back in the Solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbreeder.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well,
My main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Kryl.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
He did it Ranger all of a sudden. Why do people just flip-flop on that all of a sudden? It's Ranger. Who's Ranger? Ranger.
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. It would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes.
Plus, Thancred also did his fair share of doing that, Ranger.
She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable, and we've always got him to keep us from bickering. But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
A new adventure, what else? The road goes ever on, the strive for those we have lost, and those we can yet save. I like that one.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Okay, alright, come on. Let's move on. Alize, what you got to say? Sigh, it's official, then gods, I hope I don't regret this. Leave it to me, Firemac will make sure she's properly introduced to everyone. It would seem that I'm a scion then. Some derive comfort from such titles, but I cannot say that I feel any different from before, or may have a twinge of pride. As agreed, I shall spend the coming months conducting our own independent research. Should you need our service, however, you're of course welcome to seek us out. God, ugh. And there's those guys. Yeah. Papalymo. I suppose I should not be surprised. With everyone standing in the circle delivering grand proclamations about their future endeavors, she naturally felt obliged to make up one of her own. It may be argued that the great sundering of the source was an aberration, and that the existence of 10 and 3 reflections is an offense to natural order. That most assuredly is the Asian's belief. 'Twas in me in the hope of opening mine eyes to said revelation that they first came unto me, imagining it sufficed to secure mine allegiance. Nor would it have been a mistake were my heart a temple to truth alone. But as a devoted follower of Master Louis Swallow's teachings, and for the love I bear with him and his, I hearken not to their words. Okay. I have Sir Eric's assurances that the Temple Knights will henceforth keep a close eye on the Ishgard crystal trade. Oh, and this extends the deepest apology for your dinner having been cut short. Courteous fellow, isn't he? You never guessed he was a politician. Yeah. Oh, Fleming. You needn't say a word, Firemac. I know. Wherever she wanders, no matter how far, she'll always be with us. Cool. Awesome. Ida. Same as it ever was. Look at them, Firemac. The signs of the Sabbath dawn. Look how far we've come. The people we met, the moments we've shared, the losses we suffered, the tragedies we've overcome, all of it has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together. Oh my god, alright, finally. Cutscenes, of course, there's gonna be cutscenes.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain.
Wait, who's talking right now?
Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life...
Oh, I think it's Papalymo talking.
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand.
Kinda sus. Kinda sus, Papalymo. Kinda sus.
Thank you. I shall guard it well.
You got a serious face on you, Papalymo. One that says they're planning to do something with it.
There is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Oh, more talking. More cutscenes. More cutscenes. It's the Griffin, or the fake Griffin, talking to the real Griffin. Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. True believers are so readily led. Freaking Elizabeth, what are you doing here? Get out of here, man. Why you gotta be everywhere? Stop messing around, man. I have given them everything they desired, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted, then? Was it all worth it in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to survey of light, a dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns of whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Look at that. Freaking Nidhogg's eyes. Fancy that. What did I say? Oh, someone can just pick up the eyes. And guess what just happened? Oh, someone just picked up the eyes. The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you have proven yourself the most deserving. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. Isn't this the Cartoon Flats or something? This is a PvP map, though. Well. Oh, who's this? Who be this? I know who it is. But who this? So it was here all along. Reveal! Ba-ba-bomb! It's Nero! Last time we saw him, he was at the Crystal Tower, man. Up to his same mischievous ways. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. That's about as much laughing I was going to do. But you can see he's laughing way more. Way more than that. Okay, finally. Oh my god. Alright. We are finally into the final patch, or the final big patch of Heavensward 3.5. We're about to start that. Tidings from Garabania. Tataru has a request for you. Firemac, just the hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favor? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise. And there's lag. Nothing like lag, they just ruined me here. See, I'm not in the mood to do voices right now. Why must there be lag? I'm so freaking annoyed. I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. Right, everyone ready to go to work? No squirming now. Oh, and you might want to close your eyes. There, all finished. The Warrior of Light's every measurement from heroic head to interpreted toe. Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Firemac. All in good time. Guess this suggestion here is like, why are you doing this? Why'd you do that? Aha! Found you! Alpha wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what that's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Go on. We have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting.
We're here. Did we miss anything?
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Well, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our number step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede he might struggle to balance his new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness, you're... Help! I need some help here!
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. Ah, but I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Lim-Salaminsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emeric and encourage him to send an envoy.
Envoy. Envoy. I refuse to say envoy.
Tataru, Cryle, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed.
Well, it seems like Justola is taking the lead here.
I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis-Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
To the nights most heavenly. Oh, yes, we're going. Greetings, warriors of light. Warrior of light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I will summon Sir Emeric. It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would have certainly have sent for some wine. But the business. Thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will, of course, send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. Cannot say who will represent us. However, as the choice is not mine to make, not mine alone at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? Thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Handeloop that he is to lead in your absence. Yes, Lord Commander. Yes, Lord Commander. Yes, Lord Commander. Firemac, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have your envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury, speed you on your way. Speed run, speed run, speed run. Speed run, a speed run, a speed run. An envoy for Irishgard. Lucia seems eager to set forth for Gridania. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant envoy arrives. Yeah. Gonna have to use a good boy, the Ethernet shard. We meet again. As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgar's envoy. Of course, not I can see that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not, in good conscience, make the decision alone, not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. The garrison commander waits within. Why not accompany, Firemac? You may see a familiar face. Well, it wouldn't be Harshavon, because he's dead! Oh, hey. It's a Manolane. Firemac, old boy, how wonderful to see you, and Sir Emmerich too. To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you would excuse. Nay, do not trouble yourself, Onawa. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breeding to a girl, an Imperial. And thus shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel and the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm? Yeah, a little bit actually, yes. You and me both, old boy. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Oh, Javon! He got his picture up and everything. Oh, Javon! Oh! Yet, we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans and Onawa's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through, so worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. To New Gridania. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. An allied decision. Sir Emmerich is ready to attend the council. It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, of course. Tis like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? The envoy from Ishgard has arrived. Very good. This way, if you play. And a Luminsum party as well. Hey, Yugiti. Where's Yustola? I had hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Emmerich. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Firemac, I trust you are well? 'Tis a day of reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Master Firemac, I was glad to hear from Raoul that the missing signs have now been found. Ooh, why am I getting a tinge of tiredness? There is much and more I would discuss with you, but let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we? I don't see Robard. There he is.
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alfino?
Indeed, Elder Seatsia. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove.
The hell was that noise I just heard?
Elder Seatsia, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people too would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
Yes, you goody. Whatever you want, Mom.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. There is much to be done.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defenses seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
Hold on.
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
Maybe. Just maybe. Just a maybe, also. Just maybe. Just maybe. That council was able to reach an accord so swiftly it is a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Ah, good. We have yet. Okay, good. You have yet to depart. Yet to depart. I feared I had missed you, Sir Emmerich. Master Alfredo, pleasure as always, and Mistress Alize, how powerful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Firemac for serving as our escort before our other duties called him away. Also wish to thank our Doman ally. Forgive me, my lord. I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows. No apologies are necessary, Mistress Yugiri. I was most grateful to your interjection when offered Ishgar's support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance pleas for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed Elder Ceasir to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. Only did my duty, Sir Emmerich. The Empire has an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for your opportunity to fight at your side. I'm full glad full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions. My friends, we must return to Ishgard. Ishgard. What is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? This is how adults speak, dear sister. Mayhap the one who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll, Yugiri? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I'm curious to know how Papalino and Ida are fared in their tasks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Belsar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones. Anon. Anon. I shall join you there. Anon. 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 Anon! I'm not growing delirious from my sleep deprivation, okay? So stop asking. Just stop. Welcome back, Firemac. I don't know about you, but I'm heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt we'll ever feel at home in the realm of politics. That said, people have been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible.